What's up guys, this is Justin from Block's Garage. It's going to be my first video. I'm going to be starting building a buggy out of this Yerf Dog spider box I picked up on Facebook Marketplace. It's a $500 buggy. I've already got a lot of the upgrades that I wanted to get for it. It's just going to be the time putting it together. First thing you can see in the background, I got seats for free off Marketplace actually. One of them got a little hole chewed in it, but we're going to be putting a V-twin 670 Predator, and we're going to be attempting to turbo it later on. I want to put a fully independent rear suspension on this buggy. Eventually, try and make it four-wheel drive with Polaris parts. But for now, we're going to be focusing on the rear end, taking that apart. Should be getting 27-inch tires. Maybe documenting the build. So, excuse the mess. This is the 670 Predator. I got this off Facebook Marketplace, like 250 bucks. I don't have a battery hooked up to it right now. It does start. I've just kind of poured some gas down the carburetor, so I got to get everything hooked back up. The guy that sold it to me removed the governor and had the camshaft out. I put the camshaft back in, filled it up with oil, I fired it up a few times. I can add some clips of that. This is the Polaris Explorer 400. This is the transmission that we're going to be using. Transmission we're going to be using in the go-kart, so it's going to give us a shifter here. Like I said, we just kind of moved in here, so pardon the mess. So this is the shifter we're going to be using, so it's going to give us the ability to have high, low, neutral, reverse, which is pretty sweet for a Yerf Dog. So as you can see, we got a lot of work to do. Here's the turbo over here. There's a lot of the parts that I've ordered, trying to get a little bit ahead, ordering everything so I can get working on it. So we got a lot of parts here. Like this is the rear brake disc, we got the rear brake caliper. Went with a build yourself rear end that's going to use a spool and Miata CV axles. I think the Miata CVs are somewhere around here. These are the wheels that we got. I have not ordered the tires yet. These are the Miata CV axles. So we got a lot of the parts. We just need to get started on the build. Also, who doesn't love a good old boost gauge for a turbo setup? This one's pretty sweet. Just an eBay boost gauge. And it goes up, obviously, but it has a digital readout, which is pretty sweet. So it makes it really easy to see what boost pressure you're at. I do plan on building this in stages. We're going to do, since it doesn't have a governor, we're going to do the billet flywheel first and run it like that and see what we get. And then we're going to try and add the turbo, see where that gets us, and if we have to build the internals, we can. Building these motors is fairly expensive comparatively to a Predator 212 or Predator 420, so we're going to be ordering parts as we're able to and getting along with the build. Alright, so my plan with this buggy is this rear subframe. I don't like how it's a live axle. I don't think it rides very good. Kind of impairs your speed a little bit off-road. I want this to be able to take some Florida whoops, if you know what I mean. Hopefully some mud down the road when it's four-wheel drive. Probably going to extend this rear axle out somewhere between 6 to 10 inches depending on where it lands. These tires are pretty small. They're 20s. The fronts are 15s. We're going to be going to 27-inch tires on a 12-inch rim all the way around on like a golf cart 4x4 bolt pattern. So if we bring the rear end out, that's going to give us clearance. Obviously this is a 150cc go-kart motor that has about 7 horsepower. My goal for horsepower is probably going to be about 40 horsepower with a top speed of 55 to 60 miles an hour. So we're going to need a lot of room for the engine and transmission back here. So we're going to delete that. We're basically going to have a subframe that comes out. I'd like to keep the usability of this bed. If we have to move it around a little bit, that's fine. I do want this to be able to be a fun buggy and a utility buggy that can help me pull my trailer around the yard if I need to, or if we want to take it out in the woods hunting, we can. So extending this rear end is going to give us a little bit more stability at speed. It's going to give us more room for articulation. We're going to be using Polaris 1000S rear control arms for this. They match about the width of the Miata CV axles. So the rear end should be pretty good, anywhere between 12 to 14 inches of travel. The front, I think I'm going to leave Yerf Dog for now, but we do want to convert to the Polaris, probably 800 front suspension, but not fully decided on that. If you guys have any ideas, we do want to make this thing four-wheel drive, as Florida has a lot of mud and sand that two-wheel drive does not do very good in. So that's the plan for this buggy. Stay tuned. This is going to be a full build series. So if you guys are interested, if you guys have any ideas, please comment, please subscribe. Thank you.